Adam Silver really hates the Brooklyn Nets. And Brooklyn Nets fans, you guys are going to be in for a rude awakening. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you're new to the channel, it's your boy Rashid. All right, let's get into it. You guys actually see the graphics. You see the thumbnail. You see the title of the actual show. Brooklyn Nets projected to get the 4th pick in the NBA draft. Now, we got a lot of content coming in the next 3 or 4 days. A lot of news stories to really cover, man. Live streams, regular videos. So just sit back. Let's get into this actual story over here, man. And it comes from BrooklynSI.com. Brooklyn Nets on SI, I'm sorry. And basically what it's saying that, first of all, I want to get into like what happened last year, right? The Nets had one of the worst records in the league, and anybody can get through, like, let's say 1 through 5. But there was a lot of media pundits out there saying the Brooklyn Nets were in no way, shape, or form really getting the actual number 1 pick, the number 2 pick, which was really critical because they really banked everything on that 2025 draft and on this actual rebuild, man. So now we have a lot of media pundits out there saying that the Nets are going to get the 4th pick in the NBA draft, which is Caleb Wilson. We're going to go over this player here and go over his scout report. And I know a lot of you guys hate when I kind of really do that. But, you know, like, your weaknesses in basketball really does matter, because what happens is good defenders and, like, teams can use those weaknesses against you, and you got to get in there in the lab and work things out. Now, we've seen examples of a lot of players really not doing that, right? So we want players that, like especially for the Brooklyn Nets' sake, to come on to the team. Like, let's say Apollo Banchero, he was ready, coming in, scoring 20 points a night. NBA body. The only weaknesses in his game was really like 3-point shooting, and still is to this day, which he's like 32% from 3-point range. You know, so let's get into it. All right, here you go. You see it right here. The Nets projected to land blue blood prospect in the latest NBA mock draft. This comes from Brooklyn Nets on SI. And let's get into the actual meat of the article. It says Jonathan Wiseman of the Bleacher Report has Brooklyn watching other teams take 3 generational prospects in the 26 NBA draft, and that would be AJ DeBonster, Darren Peterson, and Cam Boozer. At number 4, the Nets have projected to take Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina. Now, we always like to think that these drafts are actually rigged. You know, they're like done where nobody in the general public can actually really see what's going on. The NBA is dubbed as entertainment. So if they really want to send an AJ DeBonster to like a Los Angeles, let's say hypothetically, because of marketing and because of ratings, they can actually do that, man. And they're not going to get in trouble for it. It sucks if you're an actual fan, but like the NBA is dubbed as entertainment. So they get into Caleb Wilson's strengths, and it says Wilson has more dunks than anyone in the country with 24 in just 5 games. His motor and balance are well documented headed into the season, but he's also earning an easy basket using his handles to get to spots and slice through defenses. So Wasserman wrote, and he's generating his own scoring opportunities and buckets with quick moves from the post and tough shot making around the key. It says flashes of high IQ passing and shooting range, plus the defensive tools and movement that were always signature selling points deemed translatable. All right, so let's get into the actual scouting report of Caleb Wilson, and here's what the NBA scouts actually really think of Caleb Wilson, not just some beat reporter. It's a Taj Gibson or Jermaine O'Neal. This is what Adam Silver, this is what the NBA really thinks of the Brooklyn Nets. They want to give us a role player pretty much, man. Well, if he's going to be a Taj Gibson or Jermaine O'Neal, man, take his ass into like 25, 26, 27. I mean, Jermaine O'Neal was decent. You know, he was good. but he was never really an all-star. I mean, you put Jermaine O'Neal in this era of basketball, I don't think he really even plays, right? I mean, he's a third-string center at best. And you know, everything over here in the scout report really talks about improving. And you look at the numbers over here. It's a bunch of 7s, 8s, the size. And my thing with him, he's only weighs like 205 pounds. I was watching a video of Ace Bailey and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Giannis was trying to show him some like a up and under move, and you could see the difference in terms of like Ace Bailey, who does weigh 200 something pounds, 205, and then Giannis, the physical frame, you know, unless you're like ultra highly skilled, you know. I mean, it's going to be tough for you to like finish around like a Giannis, Apollo Bencaro, you know, some of the more elite defenders like J.D. McDaniels, Jonathan Isaac. It's going to be tough to finish with those guys. And then you look at the weaknesses, which is really key because this is the stuff that you have to work on. You actually have to finish. I'm sorry. Now you actually have to, you know, work on your weaknesses in basketball, man. So it says over here, and this is the key thing over here, shot 17.5% from the 3-point line on 3.4 attempts per game. It says can improve as a free throw shooter. Shot 67% free throws in a Nike EYBL. His handle can get loose when picking up speed. Can expand his post game. So in the NBA, he's really mainly going to be a face-up player, man. Because at 205 pounds, he's not going to be able to play the power forward position at 6'10", unless he's shooting like 42% from three. Right, that's the only way. But he's not going to post up like NBA power forwards. Not doing that. Let's say. Can pick up the intensity on both ends. Has gotten scored on at times just from his man simply playing harder than him. Can be too reliant on using his hands defensively. I mean, they probably can actually fix that, you know, in terms of him like just well, actually, yeah, you know, in college and in the NBA, you know, like those little hands, you know, like. They're gonna actually call those, and you know, especially if you're playing like a Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, man, you breathe on those guys, you know, they're definitely gonna call fouls. So that's something that he has to really work on in terms of like building the unconscious competence when it comes to things like that, man. So it seems like over here, man, that he's just really gonna be a role player. And this is somebody I just really, really want to pass on. So it seems like mainly a lot of his strengths is his dunks, you know. So that's what they really mentioned in the previous article. And we'll look at the mock draft here real quick. Man, get out of here. Let's say, the Pacers? They got the Pacers getting AJ DeMonster? Come on, NBA draft now. You want to start showing me ads now, man? All right, I get it. You know, you got to pay for stuff. The stuff ain't free, man. People got to get paid. All right, whatever. So yeah, they got AJ DeMonster and Darren Peterson pretty much going to Indiana and Washington D.C. and the Brooklyn Nets getting the 4th pick. You know, so we shall see what actually happens. But interesting, Cameron Boozer going 5th to Sacramento. All right. That's something that we actually really have to look at over there, man, explore more. But, all right, so what do you guys actually really think? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think about this Adam Silver? You know, don't want us to really get like a superstar. You know, I mean, AJ DeBosa in Indiana. Yeah, that's good, I guess. Darren Peterson. But we need a star over here, man. I mean, Brooklyn is a really, like, a major media market. You know, it's Brooklyn, it's New York City. I guess ChatGDP had it right when they said the Brooklyn Nets will win a title in 2045, man. So I will wrap this video up. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.